Latin 2. All right, so we are just plowing through the ut clauses with the subjunctive today. You come to this whenever you're ready, because now we're into chapter 51 territory, and I'm going to give you the exercises to do that will help you with getting this idea home. So now we're dealing with, we did result clauses. Now we're doing indirect commands, okay? Very easy to recognize because, again, you look for a subjunctive and ask, is there a cum? And if there's not, ask if there's an ut or nay. Then you ask, is there a degree word? If so, you know that it's result. If not, the next question you have to ask is there a requesting verb? If there is, it's an indirect command, okay? So, you are reporting a request. You are not actually making the request, so you're not going to use the imperative. You're going to say something like, I thought I told you to remain on the command ship, not remain on the command ship. It's different, okay? You're requesting verb plus ut or nay plus subjunctive, okay? The ut or nay will mean that or to, and the nay will mean that not or to not. So that's the formula for creating an indirect command, okay? So requesting verb plus ut or nay plus the subjunctive. Now, the way that it works is, I color-coded it for you again. Puellae sexto imperaverant, ne pupam laederet, okay? By the way, it still sticks with sequence of tense, okay? So these are as you would expect. So the girls had ordered sextus, and to order someone, you can put them in the dative, and it makes it sound like your orders are more important. So the girls had ordered sextus to not hurt the doll, okay, or not to hurt the doll, okay? That's how it translates. So it translates almost like an infinitive. If you wanted to use bad English even worse, you could say the girls had ordered sextus that he not hurt the doll, okay? Or that he was not hurting the doll. But it ends up being to not hurt the doll. The bottom one, te obsecro ut musicam noam audias. I beseech you to listen to the new music. Okay? And there's a list of requesting verbs on page 269. I suggest that you write them down. That is not an exhaustive list. There are plenty of others, okay? But notice I said requesting, not commanding, because beseeching and begging are not ways of commanding. They are ways of requesting, and they totally count. So does rogo rogare, to ask, okay? I ask you to stay in the street, that kind of a thing. Another example is right here. Mater me monebat ne ab ursa ablatus sim. So there's a lot of things that you can notice here, actually. Ablatus is masculine, which means the me must also be masculine. So mother was warning me to not get carried away by a bear. Okay, so to warn someone is to make a request. By the way, moneo monere can be to warn, it could be to advise. I've even seen it as meaning to demand, depending on the severity of the warning. Now let's look at this bottom one, okay? So all of those have been within sequence, but this bottom one, I broke sequence on purpose. So amicis persuasistis ut in fontem se praecipita verint. Y'all persuaded, now that will take a dative, it's one of those special verbs. Y'all persuaded y'all's friends to actually hurl themselves into the well. And the reason I put actually there is because take a look at what's in the subjunctive, okay? Praecipita verint is perfect, but persuasistis is also perfect. And if you're using a perfect indicative, then you don't get to use a perfect subjunctive unless you're breaking sequence. So I'm surprised that you actually got them to throw themselves into the well. And that's being conveyed by the grammar. More importantly, though, it all still fits the same pattern, okay? You notice I put in green the subordinate clause. I put in red the requesting verb, right? And then you either have a nay or an ut starting that off. So that's how indirect commands work. They're a lot of fun, I've found. If you want some extra practice with indirect commands, I encourage you to take a look at page 270, exercises 51C, because it ties all of your ut clauses together, and 51D. Actually 51E is really good because you're going from English into Latin. And you can play around with the sequence of tenses there. So C, D, and E work really well for chapter 51 for indirect commands. So yeah, that takes care of that. I'll probably get back to you on translation soon, but there's going to be one more OOT clause that I go over before we're done, and that'll probably be the next video that you see. Okay, I'm going to hit the button now.